What's up, YouTube? My name is Cheryl, and this is the second part of my story about my liver journey and what took place while I was sick. This part will be a little graphic, but your discretion is advised, okay? I want to start by saying when I got sick, my liver, it gives you fluid retention. So your body, it collects a lot of fluid and it has nowhere to go. So it's stuck in your stomach. There's no way for it to go. So it's just stuck in your stomach or your legs. And they would have to give you pills so you can get rid of some of the fluid, but it just never go away. If you get rid of it 1 week, it's gonna come back the other week. Anyways, one day while I took my son to the daycare, upon returning, I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna take a shower. It was just me, and my stomach was huge. So you would think I was pregnant, but I wasn't pregnant. So one day, after taking my son to the daycare and returning, said I was going to take a shower. Anyways, when I went to the shower and take my clothes off, I felt a little funny down there, like a baby or something was coming out, but I was not having any pain. So I know I wasn't pregnant, but then again, something was coming out and I have no idea what it was. I couldn't look down and see it because my stomach was huge and I can't see. So I took a glass and I put it down there and I saw this big, pink, hard thing. I have no idea what it was. I started to panic. Before I called the ambulance, I called my sister, and then she left work. I don't know how she get there that fast. I think she run every red light there was. And she got there, and she took me to the hospital. Upon returning to the hospital, when I got there, they thought I was pregnant, so they took me right in. And I was trying to explain to them that, no, I'm not pregnant. I have fluid retention, and that's only fluid in my stomach. There is no baby. Anyways, they took me inside and put me on a stretcher so they could look what that thing was. Lo and behold, the water in my stomach, it pushes down my bladder. So my bladder was coming out of me. And they tried to push it back, and it couldn't go back. So they keep trying to push it back in, and it just wouldn't budge. So they told me, ma'am, we're going to have to make an appointment for you to come in so we could operate and pull it back up. I was so scared. I was so scared. I didn't want to have an operation for them to pull it back up. So they sent me home with that thing hanging out, my bladder hanging out. Anyways, I went home and I packed some clothes, and then I went straight to my mother's house. If anything gonna happen to me, it's going to happen to me in my mother's house. So I went there, and they have some of the people from church. They came over and they prayed and they prayed. And I couldn't sleep in the bed because I was afraid that thing was going to fall all the way out. So I slept in her couch. And you know, the part of the couch there, I had my feet up there and my head down. For 3 days. I would just like this, and it went all the way back up. It went up. So I was scared that if I go to the bathroom or any little thing I do, it might come back out. But it didn't. What it does is it gave me a hernia in my umbilical cord. Then that thing, it was so huge. And then it was painful, very painful. So I said to myself, no way am I keeping that. So I make an appointment and I went to the doctor, and they had me come in and they take it out. See? They take that out of my stomach because it was so painful. I could not walk. How painful it was. And then after that, I was just getting fluid and fluid and fluid, and I was swelling up and swelling up. And then here comes these veins in my stomach. They all getting so swollen, and they started to burst. And every time they burst, they have to go down through my nose and they have to suck that blood up. And then they have to go in, and then they have to clamp the veins. Whew. Terrible. But I gotta do what I gotta do. Anyways, they will go in and they clamp the veins, and every time they go in and clamp the veins, another one will get burst and all that blood inside again. So they have to go back in and they have to pull that blood out. And okay, after that, they had to drain all the water from my stomach. Like every other week, I have to get it drained. Till then, another thing came. I had gestational diabetes. Of all that, I get gestational diabetes. Every day I have to check. Then I have to give myself shot for 3 times a day, because the sugar will be so high that it's knocked me out, and I was just sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. They'll try to wake me and I will just fall asleep again. And it was like that for a while. After that, I think the last stage of what I get was the yellowing of the eye. You call that what is it called again? I'm going to tell you what's that called. When your eyes get yellow, jaundice. I get jaundice, and everything was starting to. So I have the jaundice, I have the diabetes, and I'm still having the fluid, and all of that was still happening. I was getting so weak and weak and weaker and weaker. And all that was happening. And every week, I have to just I have to be admitted to the hospital. Every week I have to be admitted to the hospital, because if that one is not happening, the other one is happening, or the other one is not happening, the other one is happening. So I was constantly in and out of the hospital. They got to know me so well at the hospital. Like every time I went there, they would just know my name, because here comes Cheryl again with another problem. But they took care of me. They took real good care of me. And I got the diabetes, I got the jaundice, I got the fluid, and they have to keep pulling the fluid. Then I was 20/20 in my vision, and after that I have to wear glass. I can't see like I used to. I lost all my teeth. I am wearing dentures because it let me lose all my teeth. Also, I had seizure. I have never had seizure in my entire life, and it gave me seizure. Twice I had seizure. And my family, they were so worried that I was gonna die, because everything was just happening. I'm having seizures, I'm getting diabetes, I'm having all this just coming up on me. The liver is a wicked, wicked thing. Then the most thing about it is that they have a thing in the body called ammonia. Yeah, ammonia. When the ammonia gets high, everything changes. I lost my mind. I have no memories. I don't know who my family was. And I call that my evil twin. They call me Tita, but I call her Tati. Yeah, she's my evil twin. She came out when the ammonia is high. She came out. She's the one that fights them. She's the one that cursed them. She's the one that changed her accent from a Jamaican to a down south, raw down south. You couldn't tell her anything. She was down south. And I don't know why the accent changed when your liver is not working. I never asked them that. I should. Anyways, that's a part of my story. I'll have more stories to come. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend, and click that bell right there to know when I post a video about my stories. Peace.